But are you blocking?
All right, all right. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes a todos ustedes. Están escuchando aquí en vivo Nuestra Comunidad Noroeste de Indiana, WLTHIM 1370. Good afternoon, everybody. You are watching live here on YouTube. On YouTube and on Facebook, guys. We thank you for joining us here today. Juanito, if you can scoot over just a little bit, that would be great. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday to you guys. How you doing on Friday today, Juanito?
I'm doing it Friday, so it's good.
¿Qué? What? What? You want to move that candy over to the side?
Well, the other one it's not candy.
It's a mint. Sorry to make all this noise on the mic.
I've been taking Pepto-Bismol all day long.
Be aware of your surroundings. Okay, I don't think we needed to know that TMI. Somebody has an issue here, an estomago issue. The views expressed by the host and the callers of this show are not necessarily the views of WLTH radio management, owners and sponsors and advertisers. And Juanita, you're so funny. I won't ask, okay? Thank you. All right. Okay. So I want to ask what kind of day you've had. What kind of week have you had?
I mean, every week is good. Every week is good. Whether there's ups or downs, it's part of life. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting to the ups and downs.
Juanito, do you have a problem with mint in your mouth and trying to talk at the same time?
I am talking. I do have 2 mints in my mouth.
I shouldn't have done that. Okay. I'm so sorry. So, but Juan, try to keep it as quiet as possible on your mic because you can hear every.
Well, who did that?
I needed to survive. That's why I did that. Go ahead, talk one.
Well, you want me to go do the announcements right now?
Yes, please, okay. Hurry up. Go ahead.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, mañana, Saturday, October the 27th from 11 o'clock in the morning at City Hall in East Chicago, my hometown at 4527 Indianapolis Boulevard, there's going to be a protest to oppose and take a stand against deportations at the Gary Airport, the private prisons where thousands of separated family members are held, and ICE, Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement, the agency responsible for rounding up undocumented workers and deporting tens of thousands of people from Northwest Indiana and the Midwest. That's tomorrow, 11 o'clock at the City Hall in East Chicago, Indiana. It is a protest rally, so please spread the word. It is election coming up on November the 6th. You can vote early, so vote early if you can. If not, make sure you come on and vote on November the 6th. They are looking for people to volunteer and knock on doors during the last November 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Contact Jose Quintana at 617-418-0063, 617-418-0063 to volunteer. If you are turning 65 years of age or older, there's going to be, and it already started actually today, some workshops that are taking place at different people's bank. So the next one coming up is on November the 2nd from 10 to 11 o'clock at 4901 Indianapolis Boulevard in East Chicago. Then on November the 9th from 10 to 11 o'clock at 130th Rimbach Street in Hammond. And then November the 9th, 7120 Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, Indiana. Call 773-968-6619 or 219-801-1276. RSVPs are appreciated. And pretty much,
Juan, it was hard to just sit here and have a straight face listening.
Coaches, principals, counselors, SLICE, the South Shore Leadership Center, is looking for nominations from, I think, 10th and 11th graders to be a part of the South Shore Leadership upcoming program, which I think takes place sometime next month. So for more information, call Miss Courtney at 219-989-2802. Miss Courtney at 219-989-2802. And on that note, that's it.
Okay, bueno. Thank you for listening here in Nuestra Comunidad Noroeste Indiana. We do have some special guests coming up in just a few minutes. So in the meantime, we got some announcements, and you guys know that we announce and promote and educate and inform. And we got some great things stored in for you. November 3rd, we have, which that's next Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 3rd is a Friday?
Yes.
Or is it a Saturday?
Nope, it's Friday.
It's a Friday.
Because Tuesday is November the 6th, which is election day.
Well, we have Latinos Backing for Your Dreams team coming up on the 3rd, whatever that day falls in. Is it Saturday? Friday, whatever day that falls in. Right now, it's Friday. Today
That's
is the
Friday.
20 what?
Today's the
26.
26th.
26. So tomorrow, the 27th, we have Glow Night, Glow Night, Glow Night, Glow Night. Knights of Columbus in Hammond, Indiana on 173rd Street. I don't have the exact address on me right now, but you guys can Google it. Thank goodness for technology. We can Google things by not having to bother people and ask them, what's the address? I just say, what city and what's the name? I'll get the address on my own. Thank goodness for technology and our smartphones. So, of course, we want to thank St. Catherine's. Gracias al Hospital Santa Catarina por anunciar su buen programa que tienen. Tu cuerpo, solo tienes un cuerpo para experimentar las alegrías de vivir. Así es que cuídalo. Evaluaciones del Centro de Prevención de Enfermedades Cardiovasculares. Ya saben que es gratis y si no lo saben, ya lo saben. Los lunes, los martes y los jueves de 8:30 a 11:30 de la mañana, horas adicionales por cita, 7217 de la Indianapolis Boulevard en Hammond, Indiana. Completamente gratis. Antecedentes familiares de enfermedad cardíaca o diabetes, su falta de ejercicio y sus hábitos alimentosos lo ponen en riesgo. Los proveedores del Centro de Prevención Cardiovascular del Hospital Santa Catarina ofrecen gratis evaluaciones de la American Heart Association para determinar su riesgo de enfermedades cardíacas y otras afecciones médicas relacionadas. Bienvenidos, no se necesita cita. Estas evaluaciones son que incluye glucosa, historia de diabetes, A1C, AB1, prueba de circulación de la pierna, presión sanguínea, índice de masa corporal, colesterol, glucosa aleatoria, circunferencia de la cintura. Y todo esto es gratis para ustedes. Aprovechen. Debe de tener 18 años o más y no es necesario ayuno, pero por si quieren una cita, llamen al 219-392-7287. 219-392-7287. Okay.
That's it.
See? All right. So it's 11 minutes after the hour. We're going to bring him up in just a few minutes. We're waiting for one more guest to come here. We're going to talk about, hold on. For those of you that just watched what Juan just did, and for those of you that heard what he just did, he cracked his knuckles. Do you know what happens when you crack your knuckles, Juan?
I'll tell you what. I didn't read the article, but I think, like I said, sometimes you hear things
It's either
that it could be
yes or
negative.
no.
No, I did.
It's either yes
but
or no.
supposedly,
Dios mío.
and I don't know.
Don't make long-winded answers.
There's no issue when you crack your knuckles.
You sure about that? I'm going to remind you. I'm going to remind you when you are, I almost said 60, but you're there. How old are you?
60.
See, okay, I'll remind you when you're 70 if I'm around. When I mean around, as in near here. I'm going to be around for a long time, but here in the region. I just don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years from now, but I know I'm going to be flying. Speaking of flying, real quick, I do want to invite women. This is your season, the season and the next season, as in winter, summer, and fall. I'm inviting all you women, and catch me on social media, find me, inbox me, DM, direct message me, instant message me, IM, DM, whatever the case may be. We're going to have a spiritual retreat that's coming up the first week of June. Have you gone to an island? For you women, have you gone to an island? I mean, I have yet to go to an island, but we have one that's not too far away. And I think that it's time for you to get away, to know the inner you. That's right, first week of June, and that's going to be at Mackinac Island. So if you are interested, inbox me, direct message me, and I'll give you the details. We are getting all the information as far as the date is concerned, but I know it'll be the first week of June because some parents have children, have kids in school, and that'll give you ample time to plan ahead. Also, have you been on a cruise? Women, have you been on a cruise? I have yet to be on a cruise. You see, the things that I'm doing, I have yet to do, but I don't want to do it by myself. I figured, you know what? If I'm going to bless myself, let me bless other women as well. And we're going to have vendors there. We're going to, at the retreat, the spiritual retreat at Mackinac Island, we're going to have vendors there. We're going to have speakers there. And it's going to be an awesome event for you women. 2 night, 3 days is going to be awesome. And also in a cruise, we're going to the Bahamas, the Nassau, Bahamas, Paradise Island. Oh, that's Israel. No, that's Bahamas. Yeah, that's another trip. So for you women, I have 2 events scheduled, June and November. June is the island trip which is the spiritual retreat. And then we also have the cruise in November to the Bahamas. So it'll be cold here, but it'll be nice and warm over there. This is a women's conference on a cruise. That's right. You know what happens in a conference, right? But why not go away? Take a vacation, take a breather. Women, you all need this. Treat yourself, bless yourself, or have somebody bless you. How about that? Right? And then come January 2020, put all this in your calendars, people. Speak those things that are not as though they were. So say to yourself, you're going. All right. So get ready, get ready, get ready. January 2020, we're going to Israel. Not it is real, but in Israel. It is real. Israel is real. We're going to Israel. That's right. And that's January 2020. So you're going to have almost a year to make payments towards that trip. I've never been to Israel. I've never been on a cruise, and I've never been on an island. So guess what? We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen in the course of 12 months. So if you are interested for that trip to Israel, it's very, 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 very wonderful, important trip to take. But it's for serious people because it's going to cost you a pretty penny, but it's not going to be that much, 3,500 or less, maybe. I don't know. Not sure yet. But I'll have all the details put out there on social media. And as I get everything straight, we're going to just bring it out here to you. And also go and buy my book. If you can go online or you can go on PayPal and buy the book that I'm on an anthology. It's called Dear Dad. And I've seen some of you already commented about the book that you've actually read it. And you've read my chapter. My chapter's called Dear Dad. My chapter's called Dear Dad. I need you to read it. It's raw, it's real, it's personal, but it's something that's going to help you as a woman, as a single mother, as a child. Dear Dad, and my chapter's called Daddy's Girl. So if you want that book, inbox me, direct message me, contact me, and I'll make sure that you have it in your hands, okay? And I appreciate that. So I think all our lady guests are here, if I'm not mistaken. If we can get Cheryl, come on in, and we can get situated here. We're going to talk about a few things, and one most important topic that's been happening quite a bit, more than you know, is human trafficking. And so they have an event coming up as well. And I said, let's come on in and talk about an important topic such as human trafficking. So if we can have the three ladies sit over here, and I'm going to switch the camera over here. Ms. Smith, your attendance, please come on over here. This is Nuestra Comunidad NWI, WLTH, AM 1370, the Regent's Choice and the People's Voice. And let's see, you're going to share the mic with me, young lady, and then you two are going to share the mic right there. Okay? Is that all right? Okay. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you?
Good afternoon.
It's such a beautiful thing. Look it. Blessed is he among women.
Yes.
For women. Rolanda and you three powerhouses. All right. So tell us, okay, we're going to start from my left, working this way. Your name, where you're from, and what you do.
My name is Reverend Therese Bibbs. I pastor Mount Zion AME Church here in Gary, Indiana, born and raised in East Chicago, Indiana. And I am the founder of Therese Bibbs Ministries, as well as the movement.
My name is Cheryl Smith. I'm from East Chicago, Indiana. I am the founder of Feed My Sheep Resource Center, Inc., which is a nonprofit organization throughout Northwest Indiana where we service the underserved and underprivileged population of all ages to provide self-sufficiency skills and whatever they need, educational skills.
Okay.
I am Minister Terry Griffin. I'm the Executive Administrator for God's Mighty Men, board member on Feed My Sheep, assistant to Pastor Therese Bibbs, and what else? That's about it. I undergird. I'm the Aaron and her that holds up everybody's arms.
Okay, somebody has to do it. So there's some things that you guys are currently working on, planning. Let's talk about what you guys are taking place that thank you for sharing this with me. And we have to share important things, not just promote somebody's meeting or what have you, but let's promote what's going to help change someone's life and inform of what's really happening. And so it caught my attention because I have seen some young ladies that I often wonder, are they being trafficked or not? Especially when they're walking at night or I see them running at night. Whether it's Gary, whether it's Hammond or East Chicago. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, I know that all three of you serve individually, but you're going to serve together in this event, correct?
Yes.
Collectively.
Okay. Collectively, yes.
Pastor Bibbs is a member of God's Mighty Men. Even though it says God's Mighty Men, we do have women that are involved with the organization. God's Mighty Men does community service. And so what has happened is First Baptist has a program called Stop the Violence under the leadership of Pastor Douglas Sloss, who is also a member of God's Mighty Men. And so we support one another. And so we decided that we would just collaborate on the human trafficking piece. Dr. Donardo Ramos and his organization, Rahab's Daughter, they go out and rescue victims that are caught up in human trafficking. One of their signature places is the Super Bowl. And they go every year. And they told us that during that weekend alone, over 10,000 women, children, and men are trafficked
At a Super Bowl?
at a Super Bowl.
Wow.
So,
Did you know that? Yeah, you did.
I
Right.
didn't.
Mhm.
so this year they were able to rescue a little over 51 people out of the human trafficking arms.
Wow.
And so what we did was we decided that this was something that we needed to know. Dr. DiNardo asked me, did I know who was in my neighborhood? And I really didn't know who was in my neighborhood. So he's coming with a team, human trafficking survivor, as well as some people on his team that are going to talk about the general of human trafficking, but then also give us some tools on identifying certain things that we may be able to help people not get caught up in human trafficking. And for those that are coming out of human trafficking, how we're to embrace them, because we can say something that will trigger them to go all the way back down memory lane and cause them to go back into what they just have been rescued out of. We were also blessed to connect with an organization called SafeSure, which is in the process of raising money to build a village here in Northwest Indiana as a safe haven for youth and for those that come out of human trafficking. They'll be able to get the counseling. They'll be able to get a plethora of things that are needed for them to be able to get back into society. Rahab's Daughter does that same thing, but more in depth. Their main focus is to go out and rescue. Let's pull them out. What blew our mind when Cheryl and I met with him 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, when we did the Safe Summer Rally, he let us know the youngest person that they rescued was 8 months old.
Wow.
And so it's not, we always have a tendency to think that it's not in our backyard, that it's an Asian piece. And I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Bibbs, because I asked Pastor Bibbs to do some research, because the video I sent you, she was the creator of the video. So I'm going to turn it over to Pastor
Awesome.
Bibbs.
If you can move the mic closer to you and you speak into it, that would be great.
Nice,
Okay.
a nice microphone.
All right. Go ahead.
And when Minister Terry came to talk to me, it was a few years ago, she had mentioned Dr. DiNardo and the whole human trafficking piece. And I did some research on my own, and I didn't realize how much of a real problem and a real ordeal that it is. And doing our research here in Indiana, Fort Wayne is considered one of the highest cities of human trafficking.
Wow.
Because it's kind of like the hub of Indiana, because it's like in the middle of Indianapolis, and then it's close to Chicago. And so there have been hundreds of children and women that have been part of the human trafficking.
Wow.
And it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be addressed. Sometimes things happen in our society and we don't address it. And especially the faith community, we have a taboo about certain things that we talk about and certain things that we don't want to address. But this is something definitely that needs to be addressed.
Oh, it does. And we can't play that blinded eye
Mhm.
and say, oh, not in my neighborhood,
Right.
not in my community.
No.
Excuse me. It's probably happening in your community. You just don't know it. You don't know how to identify it. So how can you identify that? I mean, what
That's why you need to come to the seminar tomorrow at 10 a.m. at First Baptist Church of East Chicago, 4915 McCook Avenue in East Chicago, Indiana. And that's the conversation that's going to take place to give some tools, just general basic overview. And then in 2019, we're going to come back and collaborate and hopefully to bring on some more organizations and individuals where we're going to do a training. They have a training for the faith-based community, where the faith-based community can be trained on how the things to do and what not to do when encountering human trafficking. The front end of it as well as the back end. Dr. DiNardo is very well versed. His wife was a victim of human trafficking, and that's what caused them to create the Rahab's Daughter. And it's been a blessing because they're in Barrington because he was on staff with Willow Creek Ministries and they undergirded this organization. So now they have a resale shop, and all the proceeds from the resale shop goes to do things that they need to do for the women and men that they rescue. Because what we have to realize is that when they rescue them, the only thing they have is what's on their back.
Right.
And so they have nothing. They have families that take them in. Take these people in, and then they take them through a series of intervention and intervening and counseling and just really preparing them so that they're comfortable and secure to go back into society and make a mark, a positive mark. But we have to really embrace this, especially in the faith community. We cannot turn our eye to this because we have people sitting in our church right now. We have pedophiles in our church. We have some people that probably are snatched or being prostituted.
Yeah.
And we are not all, it's okay to raise our hands and praise the Lord and say, thank you, Jesus, and speak in tongues. But the one thing God did when he put the spiritual being in a physical body, we have to address physical things.
That's right.
And the Bible says, render to Caesar what is Caesar's and render to God what is God. And if we are kingdom lights representing God here on earth, then we should not be turning our eye when a child is snatched or a mother and a daughter going to Walmart to shop and almost kidnapped. But because the husband, the priest of the house, showed them how to defend themselves, they weren't caught. Awesome. Or a girl walking to school and a van pulls up and tries to take her, but she has enough sense to scream and to run and to do things. This is no joke. It can happen to any of us.
That's
any
right.
of us. And a lot of the people that are missing, they are missing because they have been kidnapped. And they may no longer be in the United States. We don't know where they are.
You don't. It could be across the sea somewhere. Somewhere. Well, that's something that we need to continue to talk about and continue to teach and raise awareness, because as I said, many people think, oh, it doesn't happen around us. Yeah.
And so that's why Feed My Sheep is supportive of God's Mighty Man. God's Mighty Man is supportive of Feed My Sheep, with Miss Cheryl and the team working with young ladies. It was something that we could incorporate to give them some tools, because social media and this what is this, your cell phone, our kids, they eat and sleep it, and the kidnappers are using it.
The device is right there, and they're talking to them. And Cheryl, I'm going to have you talk about the collaboration and how you are helping these young ladies. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it. Shame on you mothers. But I know that sometimes mothers don't know any better. And I know because they too play the blinded eye. They too don't think that it could happen to their child. I don't believe that a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old should have social media, should have Marco Polo, should have Snapchat, should have Instagram, Facebook. I don't believe they should because they are so blinded. They're so innocent that they could talk to someone on the other side and think it's a friend, think it's a girl, someone their age, when it is not. And then they meet them somewhere after school and the parent doesn't know because they're too busy into their own doggone world and are too busy to say, let me look at their device and see who they're talking to. But first of all, you say, you are not allowed to have these accounts. And if I find out, they will be deactivated. I'm speaking from experience. I said, no, you cannot have Facebook. No, you cannot. And if they are your niece and cousin and aunt and uncle, you tell them, no, I cannot.
Right.
Or they'll have to answer to me. Because I know that things like this happen. They're happening now as we're talking.
Exactly.
Somebody's child is being messed with on their device. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Yeah, it's just a good thing to be involved with this project. When we work with our girls, we under Feed My Sheep, we have initiatives, which is Pearls, Boys Educated Adolescents Reaching for Life Successes for girls, and Ingots for boys. It's a self-esteem etiquette for both. And in our sessions, we talk to our young ladies about different life situations and our young men and the possibility of human sex trafficking. We keep it real. We keep it real because when they are out in public, when they're outdoors, it's going to come to them real. So like the shame on the parents for not breaking it down to them or being, I was sharing with someone earlier today about the importance of parents being involved in the whole education process, the whole social process of their children. And nowadays, it's not like that. When we were coming up, our parents were well aware of everything that we did, the company that we kept. You couldn't go stay all night. You couldn't do this and you couldn't do that.
That's right.
And now it has gotten so lackadaisical and children are able to do much more than much more than what we were allowed
So
to
much
do.
more.
They're
You
making
know,
their own decisions.
And then the attitudes and the behavior. And one of my goals is to hopefully challenge the behavior, because if we can deal with the behavior
Right.
of the child and even the mother, now that we got a lot of younger mothers, in this generation, so at least it needs a lot of training and to take place. So
Well, I'm gonna change that because I know this father's probably listening. You're not off the hook either.
not at all.
I'm sorry.
Not at all.
We gotta say
Not
that.
Right.
Not at all.
Fathers as well.
Exactly, because they need to engage more in their
That's right.
child's
That's
life.
right.
So we teach in our sessions. We talk about all different kind of life situations and life skills and literacy and education and social media and even human sex trafficking. Our girls made a quilt with the different signs, and we're in the process of registering the quilt of human sex trafficking.
Wow.
There's a picture of the quilt of the different signs. So we do talk about, it's a very nice quilt.
Very nice quilt.
And we're proud of our young ladies for putting that together. So while we were doing the quilt, we had an opportunity to discuss human sex trafficking and to get more educated on the topic.
And how do we know more about where you are? What girls, what age?
The girls are ages and the boys are ages 9 to 14. We're accept youth throughout Northwest Indiana. We're a nonprofit throughout Northwest Indiana. Currently, we are at the East Chicago Public Library on Columbus Drive, and we first and third Saturdays from 1 to 4.
First and third Saturdays from 1 to 4. You guys heard that. Parents, you have a daughter, you have a son, age 9 to 14. Don't tell me there aren't any programs that can help you.
And that's what gets me a lot. There's a lot of programs other than ours that's offered.
Of course.
And you hear parents always saying, there's nothing going on. But there are things that are going on.
And there's no charge. And
I was just
mean,
about to ask.
And that's
Right.
that's the
Free
that,
99.
that's the
Free-
thing.
Free 99. I like
Right,
that.
right.
I like that.
You know,
Free
we
99.
now have to get back to engaging conversation. When we were coming up, we sat at the dinner table. There was conversation.
That's
There was
right. That's the best
conversation.
place to have
I didn't
it.
pick up my cell phone
Mm-mm.
because I'm in the bedroom and text you to bring me a bottle of water. You know, so there's some things, everybody can do something. And the bottom line is we're all at fault. We cannot point fingers at anybody. We have to turn the finger back and point at ourselves, because we see some things and we turn our head, and our excuse is, and it's somewhat legit to feel like that. But we have to get beyond that. We don't want to say anything because parents react to reactions. They don't come to find out all what's going on. But we have to save the children.
Right.
If we don't save the children, who will?
Exactly. Anything else, Mary?
No, we just thank you.
Yeah, we just thank you.
We
Thank you
you.
for the
opportunity.
opportunity to come and be on your show. I've watched you several times and just enjoy how you keep it real.
Mhm.
And you say a lot of things that people are afraid to say. And you say it with
I
conviction.
thank God for that boldness.
Yes, you say it. Yes,
Exactly.
you say
Thank
it
you,
with
Jesus.
conviction, and we just
Appreciate
give
that.
God all the glory
Amen,
for the things
amen.
that He's going to do through us and this
Amen,
collaboration, because
amen.
this is not it's the first, but it won't be the last. It won't be the
Amen.
last.
So we just come out. It's free.
Where at again?
It's at First Baptist Church of East Chicago, 4915 McCook Avenue, East Chicago, Indiana. And it starts at 10 a.m. and will run till 12:30 p.m.
Okay. And then you are gathering the young men and boys what days again?
First and third Saturdays from 1 to 4 at the East Chicago Public Library, 1929.
I'm going to commit to one of those
Columbus
days.
Drive. Please, because I want to thank you again for when
that
you
was so much
emceed
fun,
our first
wasn't it?
celebration.
You see
and
how
I'm
I
still
spoke the
hearing
truth
about
there
it.
too.
Yeah, and I'm still hearing about how you
I am for
emceed.
hire.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I speak.
Thank you.
And speaking of speaking, Jacinda Ross did an awesome job. There was a women's conference that she offered it for free for women this past Saturday in Maryville, and it was a great turnout. Women were inspired, and of course, it was just all God, how it all happened in the order. I was the first one, so I had to like put that, set the tone.
Right.
Put their lights up, and I had them standing up, and some looked at me like I was crazy. You mean you want me to stand up? Yeah, because I need you to know that your body works. You can still move.
Exactly.
We take
And
it
they
for
should be
granted.
glad for
A lot
that.
of
They
stuff
should be
for
glad.
granted.
Oh yeah,
know.
oh yeah, and the Holy Spirit just took
Took
over and it
over.
spoke the truth.
And that's what happened.
That's what's happening
Yeah.
on the
So we
prayer line.
appreciate you.
Yes,
Hallelujah,
yes.
real talk. Don't leave yet. Hold on a second.
We're going to
He may
invite
have
you
some
to
questions.
be on the prayer line.
Amen, amen.
One morning we're at 6 a.m. and the reason this is for you.
Okay,
The reason we
I'll
don't
be
ask
there.
you on Friday.
I'll be
Please,
there.
please,
Okay.
please, please. And the one thing we say on the prayer line, and it's for everybody, you are fearless, you are fierce.
Amen.
You are bigger, you are better.
Amen.
You are greater. Why? Because you're an heir of God.
Hallelujah.
You are a joint
Hallelujah.
heir with Christ. You are a citizen of the kingdom.
Amen.
You are an ambassador.
And don't need a
carries
passport either.
The light of God. You are the lighthouse
That's right.
that beacons the light on in, and we
Say
can
it.
kill human trafficking. We can
It is
turn
done.
everything around because
Yes.
we have the power.
That's right.
Yes,
And that's
we do.
exactly what I spoke on. I got the power. No, at the women's conference, I got the power. You know that song, I got the power. It's getting
By the
kind of
90s, yes.
So they're looking at me like, you want me to move to that song? And I said, now you guys know this song.
Right.
Don't say you're too old to know this
And no,
song.
you used to dance to that.
Don't
song.
go there. Like,
Yeah.
And then I said something about, because I go back and listen to myself, because then I'm like, oh, I said that. God just says be bold, and he uses me because I am that bold.
Yeah,
that's a blessing.
And you have to do
And
it.
I'm thankful to God. I give him all the glory. I don't take any credit whatsoever, and the only credit is that I allowed him to.
Right.
That's right.
And we want more people to allow. That's right.
Because that's what the people need. They don't need what they want to hear. We need to tell them what they need to hear.
I'm telling you, and some like, ooh, that was me. No, it wasn't.
You just
There's
gotta be bold with
There's
it.
a saying, I'd rather be hurt by a friend than to have many kisses from the enemy. Okay? You got any
'Cause it's
questions
out of
for these young
love.
ladies?
It's out of
That's it.
love.
Because
It's
I
a
love you,
simple thing.
man.
It's out of
That's
love.
why.
It's out of love.
It's called tough
It's out of
love. I'm
love.
gonna
It's
give
out
you
of
tough
love.
love because
Tough
I
love.
care
Yeah.
unconditionally.
Tough
Juanito,
love.
you got any questions for these ladies?
Other than someone who got convicted of human trafficking going to jail and doing their jail time, is there any therapy that's geared toward human traffickers?
Yes. The organization Safe Sure is an organization that is founded by psychologists, and they counsel people that are victims of human trafficking, and they're right here.
Okay, hold that thought. We're gonna go for a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Are you guys enjoying this program here live on YouTube and Facebook? Well, you can always hit replay, share it with a parent, share it with a single parent, share it with children, share it with the youth, because this is what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Yes, it's happening in your backyard and you don't even know it, but you want to know? You need to attend tomorrow so that you know what to look out for and not second guess and saying, darn, I just saw that person the other day. Now they're looking for him.
Right.
Rather be safe than sorry.
Any day.
Absolutely.
Any day.
Any day.
Any day.
Any day. When we come back tonight, when you finish your thought, give us phone numbers. If there's any phone numbers, how to find you, other than what you just mentioned, okay? Real quick, because I know you gotta go.
And the recent Supreme Court confirmation represents a dangerous threat to our rights and protections.
And please share these videos. Share these videos.
I'm glad she's coming.
Yeah, it just moved me. I need to go.
Joe Donnelly is one of those leaders.
I have something else to do. Meaning, I'll be not here, I'll be there.
Healthcare, job training, and funding for early childhood education.
That would be great.
And then
They
that way
continue to fight
you'll be able
against
to
legislation
meet
that slash programs.
I would
that
love
help
to
our
and actually
working families.
interview him.
Let's demonstrate the power of our vote. Vote
I
Joe
would love
Donnelly
to.
for Senate.
Sam, we call
Early
his
voting
wife
is going
Sam,
on
but
now
she
through
wasn't able
November
to come
5th.
because her
Don't
job
wait until
called her
election
out
day
of
to
town.
vote. And get
Okay,
everyone
okay.
you
No,
know to vote early
I
too.
appreciate that they, you know, God allows things to happen to us so we can go back and tell somebody else to help them. And that's called wisdom on the other end.
Tuesday,
They learn from us.
And see, the
Yeah.
girls were involved in painting blocks because for the Super Bowl last year, they took 10,000 blocks to
and older.
Wow. And on one side was love and it was decorated. And on the other side had the information, human trafficking information. And they distributed it throughout the city.
There's also a number or text that they can text to it. It's a code. I just don't have it on top of my head, but I need to go back and talk to the young lady of the women's shelter that is spearheading this campaign. Where
Smith, was her husband from the Rainbow Art?
no, she's in Hammond.
Oh, Haven House.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
talked about this like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I forget. And it's a text you code. It's a code, and nobody knows what that
Nobody
means.
knows it. Right.
But that student with that child.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about that.
Okay.
And Haven House, last year we collected toiletries for Rahab's and Haven House.
Okay.
And we'll be doing that again this year. Yeah, who did? Because I know
This past weekend, Jacinda Ross.
Yeah, because we didn't know anything about it.
All right, we're back with Nuestra Comunidad Noreste de Indiana. It's 43 minutes after the hour, 219-885-1371. I know I didn't give you the number by heart. You should know it, but I can't say that you should know it because we have new listeners, new viewers, and new followers here on Nuestra Comunidad. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Juan may or may not have a guest. We may have a political person. We don't know just yet because we do keep it open. And sometimes we'll get people at last minute because we're giving the opportunity for our politicians or political candidates to come on. And since it is a election time, so you were responding to a question that Juan
there are counseling in place. Rahab's daughter has counseling in place, but then here in Indiana, right here in I don't know for sure if they're doing it in Munster, but their office is in Munster, and it's Safe Sure. Dr. Gopal overseas, and all she does is she counsels victims that come out of trafficking and their families, because through this they're able to reunite people back with their families as well. And that's what gave her and her team the heart to want to build a village, so that it's more of a transition. And for those that are not reunited with their families, that they have some place, they have a safe place. So it's going to be a safe place that they'll get counseling, they'll get everything that they need so that they can be 100% back.
One more question. For those that commit human trafficking, that maybe it's not a question of something's wrong up here, it's just a question of money. Are there human traffickers that just do it because they're not right up here, but they do it because it is?
Oh,
money?
yes, money.
It's a
It's a money. It's a $30 billion.
It is
it's
a
over
money-making
$30 billion
business.
money.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that
That's
is
why they do it.
exactly. That's the driven. That's what's
fundraising.
driving them.
And we have some people that will be joining us tomorrow that are in a rock and a hard place because they know some things, but they want to share it, but they want to make sure that there are no repercussions to their families or nor their children being attacked. Rahab's daughter has been very instrumental working with the various agencies in arresting, in getting pimps arrested and getting people shut down. I don't know if you remember, I don't know if it was last year or year before, the Red Roof Inn somewhere in Illinois was a place, it was a headquarters, and that's human trafficking was taking place there. The Uber driver that dropped 3 women off, and he just didn't feel something was right, so he drove off, but then he called the police to only find out that the women were getting ready to sell this young lady. So the young lady was able to get arrested. So it's not just men.
Oh, it's women doing
It's women.
Yeah,
it's women too. And in some, it may be a variation. They may not just snatch you and you're taken away right then. It's all in our mind and things that are happening. So there's some people that are sitting in our neighborhood that are being trafficked.
Yeah.
And we just don't realize it because we don't know our neighbors. So that's why we said it's
Lastly,
human trafficking in your neighborhood.
so human trafficking is a federal offense,
Yeah.
or it's not a federal offense?
To my understanding,
It
it's a
is.
federal
Okay.
offense.
Yes,
It's
yes,
a federal.
it
It's a federal. You're gonna do some time. You're not gonna do 6 months. You are going to do some time.
And Juan, I know that you said, they're not wrong up here. They just want this money.
Right.
Obviously, there is something wrong up here,
But to
which
want
is
that
why they're
money, to do
doing
it
that.
way,
Because anybody in their right mind would not do that. Juan.
for the love of money.
And
For the
think
love
about
of
it.
money. And they're just.
A 6-year-old.
I saw they were a baby, a baby,
8
not a
months.
toddler.
They
I
rescued.
just read it in the paper or somewhere online about that.
They rescued an 8-month-old.
Yes, I saw
An
that.
8-month-old.
So that is a
So,
mind thing
it
to want to
is.
do that.
To
for
do
the
that,
baby or
To do,
baby.
want to do that for money.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a sick-minded
Yes.
person.
Definitely.
Wow. Anything else, real quick? Phone numbers. How do we find you? Instagram. Any social media or websites.
God's Mighty Men is on Facebook. We're in the process of redesigning our web page. You can reach us at 219-796-0490, or you can reach us at God's Mighty Men Inc. at hotmail.com. If you want to call the church regarding information for tomorrow, that phone number is 219-397-0758. And then
Cheryl?
Feed My Sheep Resource Center, 219-440-2465, 219-440-2465. And we do have a webpage that we're still working on. It's Feed My Sheep Resource Center Inc.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies.
Mhm.
Yours as well.
I have like 12 of them, so
Uh-huh.
no.
Well, I was gonna say, which one's at the top?
right. You can find me on Facebook at Therese LaShawn Bibbs. It's Therese LaShawn Bibbs, Therese Bibbs Ministries, and the movement all on Facebook. Instagram is Who is Therese Bibbs. You can email me at Therese Bibbs, ThereseBibbs @gmail.com.
All right. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for your
Thank you.
last
Thank you.
minute.
Thanks for
Yes,
having
we
me.
Thank
can.
you.
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
Thanks for
coming.
having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
Appreciate
it.
that. And I will see you ladies tomorrow, and we'll just keep pushing this because people need to know.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed evening.
You
And we
too.
have just a few minutes left. It's 49 minutes after the hour here on Nuestra Comunidad NWI, Indiana, WLTH AM 1370, the Region's Choice and the People's Voice. Juanito, what do you have right there?
Once again,
A ver.
protest rally. This is from, I guess, an organization called Northwest Indiana Resist with, well, this press release is from Ruth Needleman. So tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at City Hall in East Chicago, 4527 Indianapolis Boulevard, a protest rally to oppose and take a stand against the deportations at the Gary Airport, private prisons where thousands of separated family members are held, and ICE, Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. The agency is responsible for rounding up undocumented workers and deporting tens of thousands of people from Northwest Indiana and the Midwest. So I understand now that troops are going to be sent to the border, United States troops.
And on that note, I want to talk about this. I'll take last couple of minutes on this. The disgusting, inhumane comments about they should shoot them as they're coming to the border. You know, you is who I'm going to pray for. And some of you are friends of mine on Facebook, and some of you I kind of just accidentally just go on my news feed and find comments based on the videos, based on what's happening in the border with the Hondurans, with the caravan of the Hondurans coming. They're human beings just as you are. We are forgetting what we should do as a human being, and that is to love thy neighbor, not hate thy neighbor, not have those dirty thoughts and wanting to shoot, as some of you have said on social media. Would you, I mean, okay, there's a lot of things that are being done illegally here in this country. You don't hear me saying they should shoot them. I don't think you'll ever hear me say they should shoot anybody, period, no matter what kind of crime they've committed. We have a lot of illegal things being done in this country as we speak right now, and they are American citizens. Should we kill them?
Well, let me also say this.
Just saying.
Sometimes what people put on social media, they could wind up getting fired. They could wind up getting hurt by other people, and whatever the case might be. But let me just say this. I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina. Yesterday, I watched the debate among the Republican governor who's running for reelection and the Democratic candidate. And they were talking about sanctuary cities in that state. When the Republican governor of that state, I'm not sure, I forgot what it was, South Carolina, North Carolina, said that if we start having sanctuary cities in our state, guess what? Crime is gonna. That's what he said immediately.
Why do you think he said that?
Because other people are, because his boss, well, not his boss, the president of the United States has been campaigning on that. And the president is, first of all, ethically challenged, and he's full of what do you call it? Alternative facts and fake news.
Although he calls everything else fake but what he says. God bless this man. Well, it's 53 minutes after the hour. We have a few minutes left here on Nuestra Comunidad NWI, Indiana. We hope that you've enjoyed this program today. We're all about empowering you, informing you, educating you, and also sometimes entertaining you. For my Spanish-speaking families, yo sé que este programa fue completamente en español, digo en inglés, y ustedes quizá no hayan entendido, pero es un tema muy que llega al corazón, y estamos hablando de traficantes de humanos, estamos hablando de que nuestros muchachos, nuestros hijos, los están raptando y los están vendiendo, ¿sí? Vendiendo. Los llevan para otros países, los llevan para otros estados, y entonces todo mundo está buscándolos. Así es que mañana hay un programa especial para educar a la audiencia que se llama No por Venta, Not for Sale. Human trafficking in your neighborhood? Yeah, there is human trafficking in your neighborhood. You just don't know. So don't be so quick to say no because you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. And this is a seminar facilitator, Dr. Leonardo Ramos, co-founder of Rehab's Daughter, a survivor-led faith-based organization fighting human trafficking. Mañana de 10:30 a 12 en la Iglesia First Baptist Church, 4915 McCook Avenida en East Chicago. Reverendo Douglas Loss, el pastor, también contacto, yo I'm starting to talk like you, Juan. Child abuse. Did you just see that, Rolanda?
No, she was looking the other way, okay?
You lucky that she wasn't looking. Para más información, por favor, pónganse en contacto con la Iglesia First Baptist Church, 219-397-0758, 219-397-0758. Ahí vamos a tener a alguien que hable en español. We're going to have a Spanish-speaking person there tomorrow. That's yours truly, me. No excusas. We're going to have somebody to speak Spanish there. Vamos a tener a alguien que vaya a hablar en español para el que necesita traducción. Yo estaré ahí para asistir, pero también para educarme más, porque yo como siempre ando afuera, since I'm always out and about, I want to know more because I don't want to second guess myself that I could have saved a child when I see her running in the dark at night here in Gary or somewhere else. So with that being said, we have issues and answers coming up next with Carlos Tolliver. Am I right? Is that
10
your last
a.m.
name?
to
Yeah.
11 o'clock.
Y
Tomorrow
mañana a
morning,
las 10.
I will be here.
Mañana a las
De
10.
las 10 hasta las 11 de la mañana, sábado
I just thought about it. How am
27.
I going to get there?
You got a bike, right?
I do.
Go for
Maybe
it.
I'll ride the bike. Bueno, sigan queriéndose, sigan respetándose. ¿Y saben qué? Tomen con responsabilidad. Drink with responsibility, okay? Be a responsible drinker. Have someone else to drive if you must drink. But believe me, alcohol does not solve problems. It only adds them. So peace to you guys. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock here on Nuestra Comunidad NWI Indiana. Continue to follow us on Facebook. And also we have our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuestra Comunidad NWI. And also on Twitter. And be friends with us on Nuestra Comunidad or like us on Nuestra Comunidad.
Very good.
Hasta
mañana.
Hasta mañana. Se les quiere.
Okay.
Here is your telephone. Hope you guys enjoyed this program. Okay? Peace to you guys. Saludos, Juan. Despídete.
Salud. Adiós. Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Por la mañana.
Por la mañana. Yeah. All right, guys. I gotta go. Peace to you. Love you. To Facebook.
What are you blocking?
All right. Good afternoon.